On this episode of my least popular but most favorite series, we're going to review a wallet by Ryan James of Little King Goods. So let's review it, cut it open, and rank it on our little scale here. The reason I love doing these videos so much is because designing wallets is one of my favorite things to do, because it kind of offers a unique challenge in leatherworking because you've got such strict parameters to work within, and you've got to kind of balance making it functional, aesthetically pleasing, durable, and you've got to find a way to make it unique and kind of stand out in a crowd of tons of makers and tons of companies making wallets. So who are or is Little King Goods? Like I said earlier, Ryan James. I think it's kind of a one-man operation. I think he pretty much does everything, and his videos are some of the prettiest on YouTube, and I'm super jealous because they're so awesome. And his products seem to parallel his videos in the way that he spends lots of time and energy making them not only functional, if videos are functional, but aesthetically pleasing. So that's why I wanted to review one of his wallets. So just like the stock and barrel wallet, I bought this wallet from Little King Goods under a fake name, just to make sure I got a production wallet. Not saying Ryan would ever send me something special for this review, but just to let you guys know, it's as fair as possible. This is their V2 wallet, which is in their olive green, or his olive green, and buck brown leather. I think this is leather from Wicked and Craig. I think it's their harness leather, because I use the buck brown leather in my wallets, and it looks really similar. It's about 1.5 millimeters thick, which is about a 4-ounce leather. The cost of this wallet is $125 to $155, depending on which stitching version you get. This is the machine sewn version, so it's $125. The hand stitch version is $155, and I would have rather had the hand sewn version, but I didn't want to pay that much just to tear it apart. And I think I'll be able to resell this one just fine when we get done with the review, so problem solved. This wallet has 4 pockets on the inside, and one thing I really liked that I didn't notice when buying this was one of the back pockets is a deeper pocket so you can fit cash in there really easy, and the other one is a little more shallow so that you can stick more cards in there. And then it's got 2 pockets on the back. The lead time on these are 6 to 8 weeks, because I think Ryan makes every single one of these by hand by himself. So keep that in mind when buying this wallet, and that's just kind of how it goes when you buy handmade goods from a small company. So for my initial impression of this wallet, once I got it in my hands, I am really impressed with this wallet. The amount of finishing detail in this wallet is insane. You can tell he spent tons and tons of time making sure this wallet was as perfect as possible before he shipped it out, which is a really cool thing. And I think that's probably part of why you see that price point at $125 to $155. Even the pockets are burnished to a really nice finish. So overall, I really like this wallet. The only thing that I could even point to that's a potential flaw is you can see kind of the little marks that the feed dogs leave on the sewing machine and a little bit on the presser foot, but that's just how it goes when you get a machine sewn wallet. Like if you have an issue with that, you just spend the extra money and get the hand sewn one. But I want to see more of how this thing's constructed and what's going on the inside, so let's cut it up. So we got this thing torn apart, and I actually saw some interesting stuff and just learned some interesting things from this wallet. So this internal pocket that I was talking about earlier that's shorter so that cards fit in it is sewn on the same stitch line as the external pocket that's like the back pocket. So I think the way he builds this is he stitches these two pockets together in a single stitch, and then a single stitch line around the outside that sews all the rest of the pockets together. So I think it's really just 2 stitch lines in this entire wallet, which it doesn't really matter, but it's just kind of a cool thing construction wise that you can build this complex of a wallet from 2 stitch lines. Another thing I noticed was that he skivs these pockets down, and this is another thing where no one's gonna notice this because no one's gonna cut their wallet open, but it's a little detail that's gonna help reduce the bulk of the wallet. And if you have any questions of if this was actually a handmade wallet, you can actually see his pen marks in the wallet and like scratch marks. Kind of fun to see, like the little inside stuff. And all of the pockets and stitch lines are glued as well, which adds a little extra rigidity and helps when you're stitching a wallet together on a sewing machine. So then it kind of comes to, is this worth the price, or what do I think of the price? Because this wallet's $125. So where does that price come from? I think the price comes from the attention to detail on this wallet. Because every little aspect of this wallet is kind of obsessed over. You know, every single edge of this is burnished. It's smartly designed with 2 stitch lines basically through the entire wallet. There's just a lot of detailing that goes into this wallet that you wouldn't see in a cheaper wallet. Another thing to consider is when you're buying a wallet from Little King Goods or My Company or Stock and Barrel or any of those handmade makers, you're supporting them directly, and you're not paying for someone to work for $1 a day. You're paying someone to live their passion, and you're paying to be a part of their passion, which I think is really cool. So now let's rank this wallet on our little scale here. So usually like a handmade wallet would be more on the rugged side, but because there's so much attention to detail in this wallet, I would put it a little bit more on the refined side. I don't think it's gonna be quite as high quality as the Craft and Lore, because the Craft and Lore wallet's gonna last longer, I think, because of the thicker thread and the thicker leather. But does that define quality? You know, it's kind of an interesting question. So I'd put it kind of in this area. So that pretty much wraps up the review. Let me know what you guys think of this review, and let me know what you think of this wallet. Go check out his channel. You'll be drooling over his videography and editing skills like I do. The leatherworking community is a really small community, so go support him. Go give him some love on his channel. Thank you guys for everything. See ya.